Okay, so I'm going to do an unboxing of this guy, the Giant Scale P47 by Legend Hobbies. It's a 50 to 61 cc, almost ready to fly. So I got back into flying last year, and there's not a lot of good videos. I mean, there's some unboxing videos, especially of this one. There's not a lot of good unboxings, and then just a description of, you know, what electronics are used, what servos. So I'm not new, but I've been out for a long time. So this will be my first build for probably 12 or 14 years. So I'm gonna, you know, share with you what I'm doing as far as electronics, engine, prop, everything. Now there'll probably be some mistakes. I will correct them as soon as possible. Hopefully everything I use will be applicable and everything will work. But first I have to show you. So I opened the box and I have this in there. And it was really, really nice. There was some literature, there's some, you know, obviously, you know, merchandise you can buy, news on what they have going on. But they sent me a really nice shirt. Now, I took this one out earlier, but you can see it's a really nice shirt now. I mean, it's really, and they weren't supposed to, you know, so I know that this was done by the guy that sent me the stuff. Then some socks, and then a sticker, a nice little hobby knife, and a couple keychains, which pretty cool. So that was the extra stuff they sent me, which I thought was really kind of a nice touch. I thought, you know, it was just nice to get all that extra stuff in the box. Alright, so on to the actual unboxing. So this is how it came. Now it was in another box. So it was in a secondary box. So it was packaged really well. Packaged, didn't move at all. Box was nice. FedEx did a good job getting it to me. Going to take this off, and I'm going to put this down here. So that's the big box with everything. I'm just going to leave this out here so you can kind of see that. So first thing is the wing. And here's how it comes in the bag, the wing bag. And they're just trying to keep the covering. The covering is really nice. I mean, it did get a little bit of there's like some shiny parts where the wing was actually rubbing, and I think that's why they had it in the bag, to try and eliminate that. But here's your flaps. I will probably do something in there, because as you can see when the flap's down, you've got a yellow gap here. Here's your ailerons. They're all hidden hinges. Everything looks pretty good. You can see here on the landing gear, the landing gear block is really, really thick. Lots of wood there. Looks to be pretty good. So we're going to do that. There. And then here's the other wing. Oh, same deal. The covering's really nice. They did a great job. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anywhere that I really need to, you know, redo the covering. The flaps have really nice fiberglass hinges. Everything looks really good in there. The wing's got plenty of glue in it. There is a space up here in this wing on the root right in there. So I may put some glue in there. I mean, I would recommend going over all of these, you know, when you get them. Really look at them to try and see where the, you know, what's glued, what might need some glue. So you don't get up there and your rudder fall off or something. So here's your rudder. And we've got your elevator halves. Still looks pretty good. Might have to do some covering there. Right there, there's a little bit of covering that's a little loose. As far as the plane goes, though, that's really nice, nicely covered. So there's your hinges for that. That's one elevator half. Here's your second. Oh, I didn't even open this one, so I'm not even going to. But this is your second elevator half. You get a couple wing tubes. These are aluminum wing tubes. Nice big decal set. Here's the decal set. So they look really nice. Let's take them out. Let's see what they actually look like. Very nice. Very nice decals. I like them a lot. They look very good. So here's your stars for the wings. Got that. And I guess we can leave that out there. Okay, now for the big parts, let's get rid of this actually. Get the fuse out here. Then move this a little bit. Just want to keep these nice because they are really nice decals. Get a piece of wax paper in there to keep everything separated so the decals don't get all messed up. Actually, you know what? We're just going to move this. Put this over here. Okay. Well, I guess I'll show you the nicest part of this thing. Here is your fuselage. Well, I looked in here. This looks like it's put together pretty well. Definitely a big airframe. Definitely going to have some presence in the sky. So here's your fuse. Looks really nice. There's your motor mount. Has got nice fiberglass molding on the front. So the hatch comes off with these two little plastic screws. Now you can really kind of see them. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So I'm probably going to paint those green, the flat green. Because the covering looks really amazing. Now there are no panel lines on it, so I probably will do some panel lines and I'll do a video over that. Here's your hatch, it just comes off like that. And then you gain access into the whole inside of the plane. Which, if you look, it really looks glued well. There's nowhere, and I mean, the engine box though. So on the inside of the engine box, it doesn't appear that there's any fuel proofing, so I may do that just on the inside and the out. Oh, there is some here, so there is some. You could kind of see it. I hope that picks up. So there is some fuel proofing on there, but I'll probably do a little bit extra just so that I know that it's fuel proofed. The fuselage looks great though. I mean, it actually is really good. I think I'm going to do some panel lines on this. I think it would make it look a little bit nicer. I do think panel lines would be the way to go for this. I think it would look, you know, again, I think it would look great if it had some panel lines. I'm going to move this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this fuselage because what I want to do is show you guys all of the extras that come with this thing. Really nice. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, so now that you saw that, that's the fuselage. So it comes with a full array of bombs. And it's got a drop tank, I think, too. But here's your bomb. You have two of those. You also get guns, or I'm sorry, rocket launchers. which I'm not going to use any of this. I really like the clean wing, but it's nice that they give this all in the, you know, in the package. So those are the guns. Those are the bombs. Here's your drop tank. Okay, so here's the drop tank. Also looks really nice. So if you're into it, I'm just not into the drop tank. I like to fly them clean. I just think the wing looks too nice. The airframe is so pretty. I don't want to, you know, mess anything up. Now, I'm going to come in close on this stuff because I think this is a nice little touch so that you can see this stuff. Here's your control panel, your instrument panel. This is the bottom, but here's your canopy. You've got a full floor and a full canopy. I mean, not canopy, cockpit. And then here's your seat. So you have the full cockpit, all the gauges, and I think they did a decent job on it. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's really a nice representation. Now here is, these are landing gear doors. Here's your bomb, your drop tank, or your bomb mounts. Now I got the upgraded, oh, here's your tail wheel doors. So these will go on the tail wheel, obviously. Now it is a full retract, full electric. And I might come up a little closer on this. This is the upgraded gear. The stock gear looks nothing like this. I recommend the upgraded gear. So you have your big, you know, your struts there. They look really, and they have a lot of spring tension in them. So I think that'll be really nice. They're 85-degree offset. And they look really nice. The stock landing gear looks nothing like this. These look really good. They have a lot of beef to them. And it comes with all of the stuff. It comes with your axles and also comes with your controller. So it's your landing, your controller, your sequencer for the gear doors. So it does have little gear doors. Okay. So there's your retracts, very nice. Now again, those are the upgraded retracts. I'll show you the stock retracts now. Here is canopy. It's really nice. It might not be perfectly scale, but I mean, it is an era. So I mean, we're just trying to get something that's a good representation of this thing in flight. Here's your parts bag. This is all fuel tank, push rod arms. There's your pull steering cables for the rudder. You got standoffs. You got everything you need is in this parts bag. Here's the nice cowl. Cowl looks really nice. I like that olive drab. I think that the cowl flaps, I may do something with those. They seem to be really exaggerated. I'm going to see what it looks like when I put the cowl on the plane. And then I'm going to see if I actually like it or I want to change it. Because I may reduce those cowl flaps because that's a lot. What else we got here? Oh, they even give you, now here is parts for your electric motor box, and then these are your template, and this is really nice here. I like this. Let's open this up. So what they got here on this template is really cool. Is I'm sure this thing just fits over the motor box, but it's all of the, including electric options. So you can kind of see it. Let's see if There she goes. So I'm using a DLE 55RA, which you can see is the triangle holes. So all I got to do is put this onto the firewall, drill it out, and you're good to go. So I like that. That's a nice little, makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so that's that box. What else we got down here? Oh, here's the stock gear. Let me show you the difference. The stock gear is just, I don't know, it's lacking. You can see it. It's really not great, and there's just it's just really not great. I mean, it's got a really thin, loose pin for locking it, and I'm assuming it's gonna, you know, the servo is gonna pull it. It's gonna go like that, but it's really, I mean, and you can see it compared to that other one. I mean, compared to the one, the non-stock one, you can really, it doesn't even look. So that's the stock gear, and I don't know, they sent me both, which, hey, that's awesome. I just think that the stock gear is really, really lacking. You really should, in my opinion, go with the upgraded gear. Here's the cowl mount, and then here's your dummy radio. So that's the well, here's your push rods. This is your full push rod bag. Everything looks good. So I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna go through my electronics, my engine, and my prop. And like I said, if I find that any of this is wrong, I will put it up right away. Oh, pilot too. You got a little pilot with this guy. Which, I mean, hey, he's not great, but it's something. So, all right, so that is my unboxing. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the plane back. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to discuss the electronics that I'm going to use and all of that stuff. So stay tuned for that. It's a Biella prop from Aircraft International. It's 22 by 10 two blade. I also have a 20 by 10, I believe, 3-blade, but I'm going to use the 2-blade because the P47 should have a 4-blade prop. So that's the easiest thing, and then let's do the engine. So the engine is a DLE 55RA, and here's the box for that. It's just the instructions. You got your typical, so ignition, standoffs, gasket for your muffler, muffler extensions to get the dirt and the grease out of your motor, and then you've got the engine itself. Typical 50cc engine. You got your ignition here. You got your engine will be mounted inverted. Now I'm using a different exhaust though, and I'm going to tell you, I was recommended this exhaust, and I really like it actually. It's by B&B Specialties. It is a really nice billet aluminum exhaust, a little bit nicer, longer exhaust ports. I think it's nice. You should check them out. It was only like $50 or $47 with the gasket and the everything I needed. So that's the motor I'm going to use. That's the engine. Get that back in there. And then I'm the electronics. I actually don't know what receiver I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use a power safe receiver from Spectrum. I'm flying a DX9 now. I may be switching over to Jetty. I may stay with the Spectrum. If I do, I'll have an IX20. But I'll keep you posted on that. So here's the receiver and ignition batteries. If I do the flight power safe, I'm going to need 3. So I've got 3, the 2 for the battery, 1 for the ignition. They're 2S, 6.6 volt, 3000 mAh. Should be plenty to fly with. Should be 5-6 flights at least before I have to charge, maybe more. So that's my receiver and electronics there. I mean my receiver batteries. Now we'll go over some miscellaneous stuff. If you don't have them, get some servo clips. They're the little yellow ones. I just went online and bought a bunch of those. You're going to need some mini servos for the door. So the mini servos, I just went on and they suggested the Spectrum A5060 mini servo. It's just for the 2 doors. There's 2 little halves that close, so I got those. For the elevator, you're going to need 2. Now I went with these high-tech D955 TW. There we go. Let's see if I can get that in focus for you. They're monster torque, very beefy, because I'm going to have a heavy airplane, so I don't want that to get screwed. You're going to need 13 servos for this bird. A big bag of servo extensions, and then I've got 9 of these, and I'll bring this up there. These are just standard Metal Gear high-tech 56 45 MGs, and they're going to go on basically all the surfaces, the flaps, the ailerons. So that's my electronics, my servos, my engine, and that's how I'm going to set it up. Again, this is my first bird and probably building in probably 13 or 14 years. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to be working with some people that have been in the hobby for a long time. They're going to be helping me out. So if I find out anything, any of this stuff that isn't going to work, I'll put it up right away. I think all of this stuff is going to be really good. Receiver, I'll probably get a 14 channel Spectrum Power Safe receiver. It's a 1410T, I think, with full telemetry. But I'll keep you posted as far as when I do the build. Obviously, you'll see the receiver that I choose to use. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the build video.